So, hi, I'm KB with Nerdophiles. How are you both?
Good,
Good. How are
thank you. How
you?
about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Listen, your characters are two of my favorites because I kind of feel like they
Hey,
are the same side of different coins or opposite side of the same coin. You know the phrase I'm going with. Um, but they really are good for each other. And I believe Gabby says that in the very first episode. They bring out a lot in each other, but also really have the capacity to help each other grow and heal from their past trauma. I think, in ways that they both need, whether or not they realize it or not. So, can you both talk a little bit about how, as the season progresses, how they'll rely on each other in unexpected ways? And I'll start with you, Arlen.
I think Zeke and Don are going to rely on each other in more ways than they even know yet. There's definitely a budding friendship there, especially for Zeke being agoraphobic, not always being able to be outside. I think Don is going to help him look outside and, more importantly, look inside himself and hopefully find some strength there. Maybe Zeke allows Don to see some vulnerability, and I think, like you said, we're opposite sides of the same coin, and together we definitely make sense. Oh, look at that money sense.
Ooh.
I don't know how to follow that. Come on, Arlen.
Yes, you do.
Zeke's Arlen's character Zeke, definitely, there's something that connects him and Don, and which can allow Don to open up, as you've seen, which no one else really has the ability to do. I wouldn't even say Gabby. There's something that he recognizes in Zeke, and it makes a powerful relationship. And the work that they do to continue to solve cases, just to bounce off each other a lot more easier for him, so they can solve more cases.
I
I
think
like that. I think,
Can,
oh, I'm sorry,
can
go
I ask
ahead.
I'm gonna ask something that with Don's husband being a therapist, I think Don himself, whether he realizes it or not, is Zeke's therapist in a way. Showing him, some hard love, some soft love, and because you need all of those things. Not you don't want to be coddled, but you also don't want to be beaten over the head. And I think Don might be that, that guy, that therapist that allows Zeke to grow and flourish a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
And Carr does an
I'm
amazing job, of course.
Hey,
You know what? I was about to say that. I was about to say it feels like Don is taking some like tips from his husband, and like bringing them to Zeke, whether or not he realizes it or not. Like he's kind of funneling those things to Zeke,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
My next question is just for you guys personally, as actors and as human beings. Which case of the week thus far has impacted you the most? Because I'll say these cases of the week are oftentimes very hard to watch, but I think very necessary, which is something that I love about the show. So for each of you, kind of, what is that? And I'll start with you, Karan.
I can't name a specific one because each one was something new to me. As NK, our showrunner, said that they would make up these cases, and then they would find out shortly thereafter that it actually happened. So each one was eye opening for me because I didn't know all of these things were happening. And they all profoundly affected me just because I was learning more about our society and what we, were dealing with, and what we were not dealing with. So I can't name a specific one, but they were all pretty touching for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree. It's very hard to name just one. They're all very impactful. They make you feel something. If I could pick one, I think one of the most important ones would be Shinoda's character, Gabby. Gabby, what she is has done with her trauma and her story and how she's turned it into something different and positive, I think is one that really allows me to be like to really understand how deep that trauma can be. The fact that she has Sir in the basement, she's not healed yet. After all of this time, she's not healed yet. And so when you see these other cases, even if when we solve them, we have to remember their story goes on after this, and we don't know exactly what happens when they go home. So I think Gabby's story is the one, probably, I think, to me, probably would be the most important.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, and my final question is around secrets. So, you know, it feels like everyone involved has some sort of secret, whether it be big or small. But really, I will say we don't know anything about Zeke's secrets if, if he has some. So my first question is going to go to Arlen and say, what secrets are Zeke holding? Because we have not gotten to that. And then for you, Karen, what secrets are going to be revealed about Don? Because I do feel like he is the master of keeping secrets. And so I'll start with you, Arlen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anybody has secrets. I think we respect
Really?
that. I think we respect boundaries. I think we understand that we are all fragile human beings, and that to dig too deep might even push us apart from one another. I think the glue that keeps us together is respecting those boundaries and allowing each other to breathe with whatever your situation is or isn't. We're flawed. Nobody's perfect. We're all broken, and that's what kind of brings us together, because nobody's perfect. There's no judgment there, and even when that judgment does come in, it has to come from a place of love. It has to be constructive, and it has to. And then the second that person says, "Hey, you've gone a little bit too far," we're gonna have to take a step back and leave it be. Otherwise, we run the risk of separating the magic that is found. I think, or in M&A and Associates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? I might need to tell Shanola you said that, because I'm like, now Gabby definitely has a secret, but I've never heard it said as a boundary versus a secret. It's a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for Don, I mean, he's a rock. He's loyal to the bone, and it's like Arlen said, these characters are all coming from a traumatic journey that they're still in. You know what I mean? While they solve these cases. So yeah, respecting boundaries is one thing, and just going forward and respecting each person that they meet, trying to keep it you know
Yeah. But I will say each case does allow you to see a little bit more into
into each
behind
character.
those boundary lines. Yeah. We get triggered in different ways, and you get a little peek every time. And I think, and we also even share a little bit each case. We get to take a little peek more into the other person.
Because you get like you said, each case it opens up a certain part of each character, because we kind of recognize or empathize with each certain case, and it can open a lot of things, and secrets can be revealed through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that each character is empathetic to someone else's trauma or trigger. I do love that they check in on each other throughout the episodes, depending on the case, to say, hey, if you're unable to manage this, that's okay. You can take a back seat and let's figure it out from
Yeah,
there.
they're not healed by any means, but they're showing that, listen, we've been through something, we're going through something, but we can come out of this with a positive outlook and do something good with it.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, listen, I think that your portrayals are beautifully done. I absolutely adore this show. I think it is very necessary, to your point, in shining a light on cases and things that we may have not known, that the general public may have not known. But I think
Yeah.
it opens up a lot of doors and a lot of research for viewers that are watching, which is really, really important. And it's just done so, so well. So thank you both for taking time to taking time to chat with Nerdophiles. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, KB.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.
You did the same.
Thanks.